Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where the feelings are still very, very good for us Barça fans. And today we're going to be talking about the Ballon d'Or. Lots has been happening on that. We're going to be talking about the entire situation. I'm going to be giving some of my thoughts on that. There was more glory for Barça at the ceremony, though, in the shape of Lamine Yamal. And we're also going to be talking about the frosty encounter at the weekend between Florentino Perez and Joan Laporta. All of that is on the way. It's all good stuff. So come on. And let's do this. Because let's first of all begin here today, guys, with the extra special super thanks shout-outs. And I want to say a very big thank you to Louise, to Ben, to Danny, who certainly enjoyed Barca's win at the weekend. And also, guys, don't forget, to Melvin, who apparently has spoken to his crush. Apparently she's a Barcelona fan. I mean, this is absolutely perfect. And apparently they spoke about the game together. That is absolutely amazing. And like I said before, Hansi Flick, he is the love doctor. That's who he is now. He is making dreams come true for everyone. But if we do indeed start by talking about the Ballon d'Or, because lots has been spoken about over the past 24 hours with Real Madrid and Vinicius seemingly convinced that he was going to win it on Monday, and apparently Vinicius had even planned a bit of a party. He's also going to buy a Rolex for every one of the Real Madrid squad. Maybe that's why they're so disappointed that he didn't win, but he didn't. And in the end, Real Madrid didn't even travel to the ceremony. They withdrew everybody and said, we're not going. Because Rodri was the man in the end from Manchester City who won the award there. Won, of course, the Euros in the summer with Spain as well. And I think actually at times it's difficult sometimes for non-attacking players to win this award here. We've seen this very, very clearly in the past. So at times it's nice to see some different positions given some appreciation. He is absolutely pivotal for Man City and for Spain as well. And he is an absolutely wonderful player in his position. And I also liked his words after the award too. He said, today is not only a victory for me, but a victory for Spanish football, because he paid tribute to some of those greats who never did quite win the award, when really they should have done. He said this is for the players who didn't get it, such as Iniesta, Xavi, Iker Casillas and Sergio Busquets. And I really, really like that there, because yeah, all of those players, you know, Iniesta so close to winning, Xavi too, Busquets, really, really incredible players who, because of the time that they were playing in, because of who they were competing against, it was just not possible for them to win the Ballon d'Or in the end. And that's why, again, guys, I'd say about Vinicius here, I can't believe the reaction. Genuinely, I cannot believe here the outrage when it comes to this. Because like I say, think of the players who haven't won this, the greats, the people who put up historic seasons. And even remember that Messi and Ronaldo, for a decade, went head to head. They were both putting up insane numbers. One of those always missed out. And even then, you didn't hear this kind of outrage. And I just don't think there was ever a case here this year of there being a clear and obvious winner. There is no way you can tell me Vinicius is streets ahead of everybody else in the world. That is nonsense. I understand that he was good. He was very impressive in Real Madrid's Champions League win. You can't take that away from him. His league season, though, it was nothing extraordinary. You know, the numbers that he put up there were very decent, but nothing absolutely incredible. And his Copa America campaign with Brazil and his general performances with the national team, they're bang average. It's as simple as that. He has done nothing, absolutely nothing for Brazil. And even Madrid themselves, by the way, this is what I would say, they spent most of the season unsure themselves. At the start of the season, don't forget, we heard Ballon d'Or, Ballon d'Or, Ballon d'Or, but for Jude Bellingham. That's the person they were pushing for much of the season. It was only when he started to get there a bit of an injury, when his form just fell off a little bit, that then, oh, it's Vinicius. Vinicius has done this in the Champions League. He's our Ballon d'Or winner. And even then in the summer, after the Euros, they started to push the Dani Carvajal agenda a bit. So even Real Madrid, I think here, weren't even sure. They couldn't even commit themselves fully. And that's why I think Rodri winning, there can't be a great deal of arguments against it. And even more so, by the way, guys, just to say, look at the Ballon d'Or criteria. Yeah, number one, individual performances, decisive and impressive character. You can make a case for both. You look at the second there, team performances and achievements. Again, it's there for both players. But number three, and this is a big part of it, I personally believe, class and fair play. Now, would you associate those two words, class and fair play, with Vinicius Jr.? I mean, come on. I also thought, guys, that it was really nice as well that Rodri paid more tribute to, this time, Lamine Yamal, because he actually went on to say there that Yamal will win this trophy very soon. He said, I'm absolutely convinced of it. He seems as though he's a really, really big Yamal fan. He had a big smile on his face when Yamal won his award on the night as well. He said, keep it up, keep working, and you will get there. So really big and nice words from Rodri there, because Yamal did win an award last night. He won the Copa Trophy, awarded there for the best under-21 player, and this is becoming a historic trophy for Barca, because that follows on from Gavi's success the year before, and the year before that, it was Pedri. We are dominating this award, and that's a really, really proud thing here for the club. The young players that we have coming through, La Masia, of course, producing them as well. You can't forget that. And Pau Cubarsí, he also attended the award ceremony last night, and he came in 5th place. Personally, I think he should have definitely been higher than that. The season that he had, the impact that he had in this Barca team. But hey, maybe next year he could make it 4 Copa trophies in a row for Barcelona as a whole. That would be absolutely extraordinary. But I think it was certainly special as Yamal went up, of course, to collect that award. It was a really, really nicely done there, whereby all of his records were just laid out behind him there. He could see everything that he'd achieved so far in his career. You know, the youngest player to score and play for Spain, the youngest player to score in La Liga history, to play at the Euros, to score at the Euros, to win the Euros, and now to win the Copa Trophy. And right there, they even displayed, is he going to be the youngest player ever to win the Ballon d'Or? And he has time on his side, believe me, guys, because in order to become the youngest player to win the award, he would have to beat Ronaldo Nazario, who won it back in 1997. Back then, he was 21 years old, 3 months and 5 days. So Yamal, like I say, he has time here, and he has it in his sights, because upon winning the Copa Award last night, he said, I hope to win the Ballon d'Or as soon as possible. It's something I've got in my mind, and I'm going all out to get it. And Yamal right now is showing extraordinary confidence, just real belief in himself. I think you see that in the kind of finish that he had against Real Madrid there, on that right foot, just dispatching the finish there, smashing it home with absolutely extraordinary belief in his ability, and rightly so, because even this year in the Ballon d'Or, he finished 8th. I mean, that is extraordinary in itself at 17 years old. And don't forget, for much of this year, he was 16. For much of the season just gone, he was 16 years old. And to finish 8th in the Ballon d'Or, that is unreal. And I think as long as we keep working here, as we are as a club, and we keep working as a team, then the individual brilliance, the individual magic, it will always find a way to shine through. You know, we're seeing us work very, very well together. We're seeing Lamine shine. We're seeing Rafinha shine. Pedri shine. All of these players here just showcasing their absolute best ability right now at Barca. And like I say, if we continue on this trajectory, who knows what the future will hold in terms of individual awards. But it was a really special night for the club as a whole there, because we've also got to mention that Aitana Bonmati won the Women's Ballon d'Or there, and it was a historic podium for Barca Femini there, who dominated the top 3. That is a really incredible achievement for everybody that we can be proud of. But as much as it has been such a special week, such a special few days here for Barca, and Joan Laporta, he attended the ceremony last night as well. I'm sure he was looking around for Florentino, you know, where is he? Is he hiding somewhere? Is he running scared? I can't find him anywhere at the ceremony. But of course, Real Madrid weren't there, just like they weren't there really on Saturday either, out there on the field. And it has been a rough few days for Real Madrid and Florentino Perez, and particularly there ahead of the game on Saturday, guys, El Clasico, the usual pre-match dinner between the two presidents there, that was cancelled yet again because of the such hostile feelings between these two clubs and the accusations that have been made there. The two presidents are certainly not seeing eye to eye right now, and it was of course on Saturday in the stands at the Bernabeu, Laporta who was able to have the last laugh, because footage has actually been released there from the presidential box at the Bernabeu. And I've got to say, guys, you know, you look at Florentino Perez, you look at Laporta as that game was going on, it looked really, really frosty. You know, they're sat next to each other, but you could cut the tension with a knife. You know, there is absolutely no love lost between these two right now at all, and hardly anything was exchanged between the two of them right throughout the game there. Barely a word was said, but you could see with every single goal that went in, I think Florentino Perez, he just sunk further and further and further into his seat. I think he wanted to disappear into thin air, and Laporta's sitting there just proud of what he's seeing from his team, just really elated. You know the kind of person that he is? He is passionate, he does wear his heart on his sleeve at all times, and Florentino Perez, towards the end of that game, he said 2 words to Laporta, 2 words. He turned around and he said, very good. Admitting defeat there. I'm sure he couldn't believe what he saw on Saturday, but we all could. We could see this coming. We know what we've been building, and as we keep saying, this is only the beginning. There will be more glory coming for Barça, both in terms there of team accolades, team awards, and individual ones. There are exciting times ahead for all of us at this club, and please do let me know, guys, your thoughts in the comments down below here on that exchange between the presidents, on the Ballon d'Or ceremony, Yamal winning, and Vinicius missing out. Was it the right call that Rodri won? Let me know all those thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you all very soon indeed. Thanks for your great support, but until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.